Hey, Sean, at the end of the year here, I'm looking at, I'm not somebody who's big on New Year's resolutions or anything like that, but if pressed to come up with one, it dawned on me today after I had a conversation with my friend Sean Kirkland. He and I have this budding relationship, and we were talking about our creative professional goals and what projects we want to do, what things we have coming up professionally, and what things we want to do that are more passion projects that won't necessarily get us paid. And it occurred to me that I don't really have anyone in my life that discourages me from any of my creative ideas. My wife, Jessie, is remarkably supportive for any of the dumb things that I do. She gives me so much time to do a Hardy and Sons podcast that nobody listens to. For years, we do hours of content every month for like 3 years now, and never is she like, is this really a good use of your time? And that's, it's funny, but it's really true. And the same is true of, I've been doing streaming every Tuesday night, and sometimes we have to move things around a little bit to stay consistent with that. And having that encouragement to say, oh, you want to try something like that? Go for it. Do it. That's huge. And it's huge to get from your partner. Obviously, if you're in a relationship with your partner doesn't do that, maybe it's time for a conversation. But beyond her, everyone else in my life is so supportive of any ridiculous idea I have, and so supportive that it didn't really hit me until today that I don't really get told no creatively ever. And looking at my history, and I was just talking a couple weeks ago about the history of things that I've created on my YouTube channel, and in my life in general, in music and all these things. Everything involves someone else, or at least some time and sacrifice from other people. It's so cool that I've never had to deal with people being like, you shouldn't do that. You're not that good of a guitar player. You're not that good of a singer. You're not that good of a video creator. You're not that good of a writer. You're not that good of an on-camera personality. I don't deal with that, save for in the comments. Yeah, there's people in the comments who say mean things, but in my life, the actual people that I know, everyone is remarkably encouraging. Now, my life is wonderful, and that encouragement is fantastic. I'm also a straight white male who I was born into an upper middle class family. I've had a lot of privilege. I live with a lot of privilege. I've grown up with a lot of privilege, and I continue to experience it now. And that stuff has absolutely been pivotal in me being as productive as I have, to be able to have instruments to record music on growing up, to be able to start saxophone lessons when I was in kindergarten. All the things that I've been able to do have been at least heavily assisted by, if not the direct product of, the privilege that I've experienced. But as I've grown, seeing more and more of the things that come together from other people in the creative world, encouragement is such a huge piece. And you can have all the resources in the world at your disposal, but if you're told no, if you're told that it's not a great idea, maybe work on it a little bit more, it's not ready yet. If that's the message that you're getting day in, day out, you are going to have a life that won't be as productive. And I don't mean productive in like productivity, but like in what you produce and the things that you can create. And the more you can create, the more you can learn. And that's a really exciting thing. And so this is my challenge. It's really easy to cut somebody off in traffic, and you lose sight of, until you get cut off in traffic, or somebody doesn't let you in, or somebody flips you off or something, you didn't feel like you did anything wrong. You carry that with you. And I've talked about this before. You carry that with you for hours, sometimes days. It'll just bother you. You're like, I didn't do anything wrong. Why did that person do that? And you take that home, and things like that happen in your job. That's like, getting cut off is just a cliche example, but this stuff happens all the time, and it has a tangible impact on you and the people around you. And you, myself, and everyone else, we have this opportunity to encourage. And in the same way that something negative like that can have this ripple effect on how people compose themselves and how they treat each other, being able to push it in the opposite direction and say, This is awesome. This is good. You should try that. I love that idea. And I would encourage you to not just change your language, but change how you appreciate the things that other people are doing. And it might take some very active work to get past any jealousy you might feel. I know that that's a thing when I see awesome projects getting created. It's part of me is like, well, I mean, I didn't make that. I would have done this. And push that aside, learn to work through that. But if you can put out into the world in 2022 a little bit of creative encouragement, leave positive comments on people's YouTube videos, your friends who are talking about, well, I'm thinking about getting into this, say, awesome, I'd love to see it. I'd love to learn how you do it. If you need help with anything, encourage people. Encourage people to try things, especially in the creative world and with art, because it can be difficult to explore art because it invites naturally some criticism to it. And the first painting you make probably isn't going to be the best painting you make, but it's your first painting and you got to make that one to make the next one. And that's true of anything. And to go from one to the other, we need encouragement, because if all we do is focus on the critique of the things that we've done, we're not going to be as likely to make the next one. And making the next one is where we grow and where we have the opportunity to just be happier and live happier lives. And if everyone around you was operating in a way where they felt confident about their art, where they felt confident about their hobbies, where they felt joy by trying things and didn't feel like they were being judged, if everyone around you felt like that, that would make you feel better. And if all these pockets of people are doing that around your city, your community, the country, wherever you live in the world, we could be in so much better of a place that's just happier and more welcoming and more inviting and more encouraging to everyone. So if you don't have a resolution, that's my suggestion for you. And that's what I'm going to try to work on this year, is being encouraging to people and seeing what that does for our world. Thank you so much for watching any of these videos that you may have watched this year. If you're somebody who has subscribed, it means a lot to me. If you're somebody, even if you haven't subscribed, if you made it this far in the video, that matters to me, and that means a whole lot to me. So thank you very much. I hope you have a safe and happy and healthy new year, and I will see you on the other side of things. See you later. Bye.